What's up, guys? It's me, Vince Ryder, and yeah, welcome back to more VinzTalk, my favorite kind of like content when it comes to just me rambling and stuff like that. Yeah, pretty much I'm here to talk about what's ever happening in the news and stuff like, anything going on in my life or just stuff outside of my life in terms of like entertainment, like video games and, animation news, which is always a good amount when it comes to talking about that because, I got some real big stuff in animation news, but also I got some big stuff in the gaming sphere, especially when it comes down to the state of play that happened recently, as they ended off the live stream. And yeah, something big happened. Pretty much a lot of things big happened. The premiere, shout out to everyone that was at the Boyfriend's premiere. Just the amount of comments and support, that was insane. I was kind of like nervous, pretty much I was like, man, how did I get this much people actually viewing? I think there was another YouTuber that actually also like has more, like subs than me, especially like, I think this particular one has like almost 20K and I have 7K, and pretty much I never thought I would get this much people for premieres, and obviously it's Boyfriends, but it made me confident actually one day doing a stream, live streaming someday, which is something that I had in mind, but it's, it could come into fruition. It could come in the future. Who knows? I don't know what games to play or what to do in a live stream, but, or, maybe I can just do a Q&A and stuff, but it'll be interesting. Something that I, would like to tackle one day. So, and also, Fanime. FanimeCon was fun. Never thought I would actually go. It feels like weeks ago that I went to Fanime. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed my time at Fanime. Kind of still crazy that I just, got back. I did, had my predictions and stuff that I talk about. You did see the vlog. For those that see it, definitely go check that out. And yeah, it's my first anime convention for a long time. I've been to other conventions, but this one was actually not that bad. It wasn't perfect. My boy Stefan gave it like a 10 out of 10. I give it a 7 or 8 out of 10. It's like, it's okay. There's some things that I kind of miss, like the video rooms and also the dance. Like, I don't know, like even the after party. I wish I was there for the after party. But it made me hungry to go to more conventions. I can tell you that. And hopefully, there will be more soon, especially SAC Anime. That sounds good. And MomoCon, man, I wish I was there, a lot of these other conventions. But opportunity will come. Who knows, just pray. Anyways, let's get into some big stuff. Something crazy recently. Well, actually, I wouldn't say crazy. I never thought, pretty much, I was thinking of making a video about this. But there was just like 3 monumental things that happened since my last VinzTalk. An anime convention, the premiere for Boyfriends, and also, of course, working with Webtoon with Boyfriends. For those that saw that sponsored video, yes, that was sponsored, and the first ever sponsored, like a lot of first ever convention in a while, not the first ever convention. Like I've been to PAX and TwitchCon and also gaming conventions, and also, yeah, I've been to Fanime before, but this is a, a long time, especially for this year, for like the first in this convention of this year. And also like I don't know, it feels like I'm making history throughout this summer, which is a blessing. And another blessing is pretty much something that I just want to bring in here. Not bring here physically. You're not going to like hear the voice or anything. My parents. I shared them about my channel. I was kind of nervous. I said many times I was going to keep it a secret. But I never felt so good in my life ever. Like, especially sharing that with my parents. It was I was nervous because I was a bit emotional. And this literally happened like an hour ago. I just got back from my parents' place, and I shared them about my YouTube channel. It was big, and really thank them for understanding. And I thank all of you for being there. And I also thank Stefan for actually, he's the biggest support as well. He helped me actually really talk this through, especially with the anime convention. He talked me through actually going there because I didn't thought I was gonna get in there to pay, but when you have friends like that, when you have a fan base like this, it motivates you to do great things. I hope I inspire a lot of people to actually have that motivation as well. especially from what I did from this channel, from this, you know, just my love for reading. And I just have, you know, I just translate that into more trendy and kind of like, you know, more funny, you know, comedy, like self entertainment bill. I don't know what I was trying to say, but the way I'm out on my channel, it was crazy to know that I shared this to my parents. Never thought that day would happen. I thought it was going to be until 10K, but I knew I had to do it right now because this channel is growing fast. It's so crazy. I have my little pad, notepad here. I keep, I basically, like, you know, write down any kind of like numbers I get. You know, I keep them all account to like just how many subs I get. And just the number ratio is crazy. You know, the algorithm through this channel it's going places, you know. So I thank you guys so much. You know, it's just been a lot of thank yous. It's been a lot of blessings. And, you know, God has blessed this, you know, amazing summer through this amazing journey of this YouTube channel. And I'm just so excited to know that now that I told them about this channel, I'm actually, there's going to be big things that is going to go happen within this channel, especially big plans, from travels to actually going to conventions, from support, and also collabs, something that I really want to do, something that, you know, experimenting artistically and also collaborating, you know, maybe with like other YouTubers as well, but maybe you guys, who knows? You know, that's something in the future that is definitely coming. But, you know, we just all have to wait, just have to see what the future holds. So other than that, some big stuff surrounding news-wise. I don't even know if I talk about news at all. I know that PewDiePie actually went to Japan. A lot of creators are moving to Japan. Emerichu and PewDiePie. What about me? I'm kidding. But yeah, seems like a lot of creators are going like I guess Japan's the place right now, huh? Not LA no more, not anywhere in America. But seems like Japan, like people are tackling like, you know, that place being the entertainment-wide, like the new Hollywood. I mean, anywhere can be the new Hollywood. I'm not near in Hollywood, and I live in California, but it shows that, you know, like, especially within Japan, like, of course they're going to move there, especially for the content they have. I always try to wonder, like, why did PewDiePie move to Japan? Why are all these other creators? Because I'm starting to notice it. Like, it was Emerichu, of course, one of the boys in Trash Taste, which I'm going to talk about later, and PewDiePie. You know, it seems like a lot of people are actually moving there. So I wonder what's going on, you know? Also, this whole news about Johnny Depp. He won the verdict against Amber Heard about, you know, this whole like Johnny and Amber situation. I am not caught up to it. I really don't know what's happening. So if you hear my opinion about it, I just don't know. Like, it's one of those things, you know, the same thing with the whole Roe v. Wade, or, you know, the whole, like, you know, like, I guess other like political views and stuff like that. I honestly do not know. You know, I don't know. Maybe there's a part of me that I do, but seeing Johnny Depp winning and, you know, from this verdict, a lot of people are celebrating, and I always get that feeling like I heard about it a little bit, pieces here and there, and I just knew, like, you know, something wasn't right when Amber Heard won that verdict. And so when Johnny Depp come back with a clashback, I was like, interesting. But, you know, I don't know much about it. You know, that's the best of my knowledge, because that's really what's out there, what people are talking about. You know, a bunch of recommendation videos about the whole like Johnny and Amber situation. Let's talk about gaming. Let's talk about something that happened in State of Play, something that I'm excited to talk about, especially a lot of cool games, and especially for a person that doesn't have a PlayStation 5 yet. One day, just wait. And yeah, the PlayStation State of Play, Resident Evil 4 starting off, you know, just talking about the Resident Evil stuff. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a different breed, I guess, you know. It feels like that, because I'm not into Resident Evil. I don't know. Like, it's just weird. It's one of those, I'm into like the horror, like some horror games, including like, you know, ones that involve investigation. That's why I love Sinking City. And also, I forget the other game, but you know, I just really like that Impact game, you know, especially with Silent Hill. You know, I'm into that as well. Manhunt, if anyone's old enough to remember that, you know, that was a controversial game back in the past. You know, controversial and very terrifying game, to be honest. And also some of the, especially any games involving Lovecraft. I think that's why I somewhat kind of like Bloodborne. But with Resident Evil, it's coming in 2023. Resident Evil 4 is coming out. It also comes with a VR game featuring Lady D, as I like to call her, because her name is kind of like hard for me to pronounce, and I'm not the best person of pronouncing names. Just look at my videos. But yeah, it seems like some new games for the Resident Evil fandom, even though I'm not really much part of it because my knowledge about it is not really the best. I'm into Walking Dead. Walking Dead Retribution looks cool. That's another game that is interesting to look at. Very, it's also a very familiar character surrounding the game. That's for sure. And also No Man's Sky is coming back pretty much. It has been updated. It has been, basically loved by the crowd right now, especially how when it first came into the spotlight, it wasn't much of a good game, but now it's all of a sudden like beginning to be, more respected. Next is Horizon. They made a VR game called The Call of the Mountain, which looks cool. I wish I played Horizon. It's one of those open world games that I really, really want to play. But of course, I'm poor. I don't really have the money to actually ever, especially when it comes down to the PS5. Like, is there any PS5s out there? I don't see any, I kind of wish there was. I would buy it, despite how expensive it is. But, it's just a game that I really try to avoid spoilers because I just know that I'm going to play it one day. I know that I'm going to dive into the Horizon universe, just one day. Maybe if they have it in Switch, I will play it. Stray game is also another game that I'm looking forward to. I was so excited to hear about it. Pretty much it's about a cat that goes through like an apocalyptic kind of robot world or something of a apocalyptic. I can't say the word. Why can I say apocalyptic universe future? Very like cyberpunkish, and this little cat is going through, especially taking us a tour of it. It's kind of like you're a fly on the wall, but in this case, you're a cat, just straying all around, basically. And I guess there is a story behind it, but I was just so happy to see a gameplay trailer for Stray. Next is Callisto Protocol. That's another game that, I guess, what is it? Like a horror game or some sorts that I saw? I thought it was like Dead Space for a minute, but I guess not. Roller Dome. This was an interesting game. I basically call it like a pro roller skater because it's kind of, in some cases, kind of really takes the elements from Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but this is Roller Dome, so this game looks kind of, really cool, even though if I was a roller skater, I would be definitely into it. But, since I skateboard and pretty much I do see that, how is this very influenced. For a minute, I thought it was like Ollie Ollie World, but yeah, it's a new kind of like, skate game with shooting mechanics, that kind of crazy stuff. And next is like Eternights, which is a new anime game. It's like a dating sims action game. I'm like, whoa, those mix. It's also like an emotional like dating game, dating sims. I never seen it before. Next is, I really do want to talk about Street Fighter 6. Like, they had the graffiti logo. They're really getting to some like hip hop elements, and pretty much if you've seen my second channel, you know why I'm gonna talk about this game, especially for any games, how in the state of play, of course, but specifically talk a little bit more about Street Fighter because I just know like when I see like Jamie, I believe that's his name. I even saw like old Ryu and Chun-Li, like they're older, I believe, and I saw Jamie, which was doing some breakdance moves when he was like I never heard about this character. I mean, for like the future kind of like Street Fighter characters, one of my favorites was Sakura, I believe that's her name, and also I forget who the blonde chick is, but yeah, those were one of my favorite characters. And when I was playing the new Street Fighter, one of my favorite characters as well, was Rashad. Rashad, the character from Dubai. Yeah, that was actually a fun one to play. It has these tornado moves and everything. And I never heard about Jamie, but he just had these dancing moves, and it just makes me want to play the game. Man, I just know they were going to collab with that, because in my knowledge within the breakdance world, that they actually have collaborated, with Red Bull, and Red Bull has like a ton of sponsored like, dancers, and they, Street Fighter collab with one of the dancers and for a commercial. And it looked pretty cool, to be honest. It's something, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did, put like, breakdance elements to it. They already put like the graffiti logo, which looks so cool. But yeah, from seeing this, it looks pretty nice. Next is Tunic. They announced that. Season, A Letter of the Future. This is like a biking game, very peaceful, has photography surrounding it. Also has like, I guess, a couple of secrets. And also, they talk about like what would happen if the season ends. So I'm not sure if this is taking place when the world is about to end or something. But it is a beautiful game. I'm kind of curious what this looks like. You know, it also has some interesting concepts of like, you know, traveling and also biking and photography and stuff that it's like normally out there. You know, it doesn't have any like fictional stuff like we're holding a sword and slushing the demons and stuff like that. It seems like there's no fighting in this game. It looks very peaceful, so I'm interested to see it. And that was it. Also, Final Fantasy. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan. You know, I'm not a Final Fantasy person. I'm not a Resident Evil person. There's so many people that are, but for me, like you can tell that, you know, pretty much I don't have the money to actually ever play those games or investments. I think I said the same thing about Kingdom Hearts. Like, oh, you know, Kingdom Hearts is cool. I'm not into it. And someone was like, what? Vince, how dare you? I'm like, what? I don't know. But anyways, yeah. Next is like, you know, I also, right now, a game that I've been playing is Rising Phoenix. That's a fun game to actually play. Also, I was about to play Diablo Immortal. It was like 5 years in the making. The whole meme about like how is it, you know, basically a phone game. And I was really planning to play it itself. I guess I didn't have the space because I was too busy making these videos for you guys. But yeah, definitely interested to check out Diablo Immortal, see if it's good or not, see if the 5 years was worth it. It's free anyways in the App Store. But yeah, that's my gaming news. That's all I got for the gaming stuff. Nothing else to really talk about, but let's talk about some animation stuff that, you know, I'm looking forward to actually talk about. And one of those things is basically VinzTalk. And also, yeah, I saw the Vaggie reveal for Hazbin Hotel. It looks okay, you know, on her ship, you know, she looks vicious and yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice, you know, Vaggie. And especially how like, you know, one of the like, you know, there's beginning to be more like characters that begin to be real, you know. I did see that Vaggie has more likes than Angel does. I'm like, Angel Dust is usually the best character within the Hazbin universe. But it seems like Vaggie has way more likes than Angel Dust in one of the Instagram posts. And I'm just like, huh? That's interesting. So, yeah, that's what I saw. And an update from Helluva Boss. They pretty much VinzTalk gave an update, like, reason why that there hasn't been any, like, you know, episode yet. There is going to be one that is going to be coming out, and she said it's going to come out the episode 8 for the finale of Hazbin Hotel is July 30th. But she's also like said in one of the updates in the Twitter post that she's also working on season 2. I'm like, can you just tackle like the actual, you know, episode 8 first before you tackle like, you know, season 2? Like, what's with the pacing here? It seems like, you know, she's been like, and this is one thing I noticed, you know, especially how we've been waiting for Hazbin Hotel, and also we've been waiting for Helluva Boss. Some people say that it has to do with copyright issues, and also some would say that I can actually see why, but the voice acting kind of situation that they had when they chased the voice actors, because since A24 is operating, so that was something that a lot, you know, especially for the Hazbin Hotel fandom, that's when they were like, well, yeah, it's over, you know, and just like that, they lost a good chunk of their fans from Hazbin Hotel because of the voice. And so there's like a bunch of decisions going on between VinzTalk, just the amount of stress she has to put up with, especially with A24. Like, I feel that, you know, and yeah, I don't know what's really going to happen for the outcome for the new stuff. There really hasn't been anything new from VinzTalk so far. And not saying that that's a bad thing, you know, hey, take your time, but I'm just kind of like almost worried because like it's just like, it's just like, you know, there's beginning to be like almost nothing, you know. But what we have to wait for like 7 weeks for like the freaking Helluva Boss like finale, and then you're already announcing a season 2. That doesn't make sense, you know. Anyways, yeah, that's my opinion. Just saying, not sure what's going on. But also stuff surrounding the Miraculous World, especially surrounding season 5. So this one has to do with like for the season 5, like Ladybug Miraculous. Even though like not much people really care much from the looks of it, if I gotta be honest. It is announced for June 13th, so kind of curious about the new episodes. There is a saying that about, especially within the Miraculous universe, that Lila and Gabriel are working together. I guess that's what they said. Like, oh, they announced that Lila and Gabriel are working together, which they had been working together if you've seen the show. I'm just curious, like what about the heroes? How they gonna get the old, no spoilers, but how they gonna fix the the situation? And I can't say anything about it because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't watched the new Miraculous Ladybug episodes, if they care. But yeah, so I don't know what's going on. I don't even know about the movie even. But yeah, also the Boyfriend's animation. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it. I saw a review from Ronald from Anime Productions, and also I saw a video from Acel Byzantine, basically kind of like the inspiration for this channel. But also time to give my opinion about it. Here's the thing. This was my first ever sponsored video. I was trying my hardest to basically, be nice and try to actually make this as perfect as possible. Also, I was very unaware. I was not sure how they would like it, especially it being sponsored. So I was very careful. I was very careful of this, particular reaction that I did, because I did a reaction for Boyfriend's animation, the newest animation for Boyfriend's, or a Fanimation. I'm not sure what it is, but I've been very careful. That's why you don't hear me actually really criticizing, because I just don't feel like it. And yet I saw Acel Byzantine's video, and man, he was criticizing it, and also as well as other YouTubers was criticizing it. And I'm just like, wait, am I missing something? Because here's the thing, I'm not good with reviews. I look at certain movies, and a lot of times, a lot of my opinions is sort of based within how other people see it, even though it shouldn't. But when something's bad, a lot of times, I usually don't pay attention to any of that, because especially when I pay for a movie and I see it in theaters, I'm just there to have a good time. I'm not there to criticize anything, That's the same thing with Artemis Faust, which was a bad movie. And the same thing with Eternals. I really enjoyed Eternals. I don't get it. They say it's so bad, and I'm just like, yeah, it's not really the best. The same thing with Artemis Faust. Maybe because I wasn't paying much attention to the stories, and that's the thing with me when it comes to movies and stuff like that, compared to books. I try to really practice my skill set of interviewing. I wish it was authentically from me mostly, but if it is from authentically from me, as I said before, what am I saying? That it would basically sound like I haven't seen it before, because I'm always that optimistic whenever I watch anything, I guess. And the same thing with Boyfriend's animation. I guess I was optimistic. Also, I was just commenting. I was reacting as I should, but I was very careful because it was a first ever sponsored video, and I did not want to screw it up, And pretty much, I could have just given my review of it, but there it was, just reacting. And I do understand the animation was kind of weird, especially seeing the voice acting was cool. It was okay. And also how the movements and all that was this feels very new ground, especially how they move. But also I like how the visuals and stuff like that, even though it could have been nicer, and people pretty much Asa was making fun of how the characters were shaped, which I get it. They kind of were shaped a little bit uncanny to me. Now I look back at it, but I wish I add that in. It's just that I try my best. I guess I was playing it way too safe. That's basically what I'm saying. I was playing it safe when I was doing the reaction. I could have been more honest when it comes to the review. Maybe next time. I'm not sure. But, hey, that's the best I can do. Okay, and plus, it was a sponsored video. When it comes to sponsored stuff, I always try to give it 100% and always try to give it my best, because I want to satisfy whoever sponsored it. Okay, that's just how I do it. And plus, I've never been sponsored. I don't have the privileges when it comes to being sponsored, when it comes to getting free stuff, when it comes to this, when it comes to money and everything in between that other YouTubers that are so privileged to actually get. They, some of them would just show a cup. They wouldn't even talk about it. I'm sipping a Coke, and boom, sponsored. And you wouldn't think it's sponsored. It was just seeing a person drinking a freaking Coke, and and that's it. And you don't think about it as a sponsor, but it is for me. I would do it differently. I would basically hold the Coke. This is delicious Coke brought to you by Coke. Ooh, here it is. 20% off or whatever I'm about to say in that video or something. If I was sponsored by, Coca-Cola, I would take it very seriously because I don't get that kind of opportunity, at all when it comes to, especially for this channel. And I hope to actually one day that would change to know that I would get opportunities. But when it comes to sponsorships, if you sponsor me, I will freaking give you the biggest respect when it comes to making a video. I will promote your stuff to the biggest, as well, depending on the pay and everything. I try my best to actually give it 100%, 100. And I'm such a perfectionist a lot of times. A lot of times I just really want to actually satisfy the customers and satisfy the people sponsoring. I just want everyone to be happy. But, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just that with the boyfriend's animation and seeing other people's videos, I'm like, I thought I missed something, Basically, I probably didn't. Who knows, but maybe it could be better next time. Also, this whole news about Trash Taste, the podcast, the basically the three British boys that were around in Japan, and pretty much I was here, I'm about to talk about it. So they were at MCM London. They flew from Japan all the way to London. What a hell of a long flight. Damn. But, yeah, Trash Taste boys, pretty much all three of them, basically did a panel. And some random dude just came up to them. And I was looking at that, and I was pretty much saw in my recommendations. I saw the situation. Other people were talking about something else. But, I don't know why they weren't talking about this random dude that just came out of nowhere and started sitting with them. I'm just like, are you serious? And first off, I'm trying to think, is this dude like American? Like, he just all of a sudden sitting with them or whatever? Like, what is happening? So, pretty much the guy just left because the Trash Taste, the boys from Trash Taste was like, dude, like, not cool. Like, can you leave? And of course, he left. Well, he was talking stuff like that. He was thinking of having a good old time. Also, he needs to pull his pants. The dude was sagging. And as a fellow sagger back in the, I guess back in the day, that, I'm like, bro, pull up your pants. Like, his butt was showing everywhere. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So he left. There was literally no security. There was no one actually telling him, like, hey, can you leave? Please leave, security. There needs to be security, okay? Like, Trash Taste has, like, what, 1 million subscribers or something? When it comes to anybody having that certain amount of subscribers, you got to have security. I don't care if there's, like, no one, like, basically barely anyone in the crowd or something like that. There should be some safety rules. Or, Trash Taste should have the guts to actually pull this guy out of there, I mean, I guess that's what I would do. I'm like, bro, you need to leave right now. And I step closer. I'm like, I said you need to leave. You know what I'm saying? But, situations and stuff like that. And I just can't imagine. That has to be an embarrassing moment for the dude. And what was he trying to do? What is up with people going up on stage when they shouldn't? Like the same thing when I talk about the whole Dave Chappelle situation and this random dude was coming up the stage. Where was the security when he was up there? And where was the security with this guy when he was up on the Trash Taste podcast? Are you serious? But yeah, anyways, better security. Oh, man, excuse me. NFC London. I need a drink. That, thank you guys for watching. Hope you subscribe, like, comment, all the jazz. Yeah, what a monumental weekend. I had a good time and hope you guys had a good time as well. One love.